Welcome to Dial It In, a podcast where we talk with fascinating people about marketing, sales, process improvements, and tricks that they use to grow their businesses. Join me, Dave Meyer, and Trygve Olsen of BusyWeb as we bring you interviews on how the best in their fields are dialing it in for their organizations. Let's ring up another episode.
I can remember 6 or 7 years ago, I was in a meeting with you and you said, yeah, we should really do that podcast thing. And I said, all right, well, I'll do it. And over the summer, past 100 episodes.
Ooh, yeah.
Can you believe that?
I can. It's been a fun ride. I've loved doing this pod.
It's just fascinating how you meet people and how the world has changed. So we're back. We're doing some things a little different this season, like normal. We should get new theme music like we did last season.
Oh, there's another task I need to look up. I know of an AI that might be able to help us with.
Oh yeah, we should do that. Make up our own AI song. That'd be great.
Mm-hmm.
How was your summer, Dave?
It was great. Typical Minnesota summer. We're in Minnesota for our listeners, and it was a little bit of a cool summer, a little rainy for most of it, but we had a ball. Tried to get up and into the North Woods a little bit and explore around and spend time with our kids while they were home from college, albeit briefly, because they were both fully invested in their new adult lives. So it's exciting for all of us.
That's great.
Yeah. How about you?
I had an awful summer.
Oh,
There was a Sunday morning in July where I was drinking coffee and all of a sudden my dog yelped in pain.
yeah.
And so we went over to him and he couldn't open one of his eyes. So we thought, oh God, he's had a stroke. So we rushed into the dog ER. It's just about the worst place on earth. And they said, oh yeah, he scratched his cornea. And so then we'd had to put like a balm on it, which you can imagine how excited he was to have us rub crap on his eye.
Mm-hmm.
And then 2 days later, it looked like he got a zit on his eye. So we were like, well, that's not good. So we took him into our vet. Turns out he had a rampant infection in the cornea of his eye and his eye was melting.
Oh,
And so we got drops to help stop it, but the drops we had to give every other hour for 2 straight weeks. After 3 days, our vet synthesized a second drop out of her own dog's blood, the healing proteins in the blood. So we literally put the blood of a live poodle into his eye for another 5 days. But then she said, it's not getting better. You need to go to a dog ophthalmologist. I didn't even know there was things as a dog ophthalmologist.
right. It's like bark once if it looks
Right.
better. Yeah.
Yep. It turns out it's 5 minutes from my house and it's in between the Papa Murphy's and the Caribou, my local Caribou. Never even noticed it before. And when we got there, they said, yeah, that zit, the thing that you think is a zit, is actually the last bit of eye that's cellularly holding it together.
My
So
goodness.
his eye's going to blow. And so his eye basically melted out of his head. So we had it surgically removed. The neat thing is he's still okay. He's okay. He's here. It's kind of like living with a telenovela star or like a telemundo star because he has very fast head whips around and he gives very scandalous side eyes. But
Mm-hmm.
what's interesting is it just seems like nature has sort of taken the course and the whole eye is sort of devolved into his head. So he doesn't have this big gaping wound. It's almost, he looks like somebody photoshopped the eye off.
That's
So
wild.
it was not a fun summer, but
Yeah.
I got the wife back to work and so back into school and they had a great first week. So I'm happy to be back and the dog is okay. So if you hear this and you wonder if my dog's okay, he, as of this recording, he's still okay. But
And he's rocking a fantastic eye patch telenovela style.
he does not wear the eye patch. I think he's just missing an opportunity that if you're down to one eye, and the other thing is he will not wear the fake goatee either. I mean, for God's sake,
Uh-huh.
if you're going to have an eye removed, you might as well have a fake goatee and have an evil empire.
Yeah, go all the way.
Yeah.
Ooh.
But hopefully he can find a hippie who's really into snacks. Maybe that's how his crime world will be. So Dave, one of the things that I thought about this summer, and I heard somebody say, and I think it was really true, is about 9 months ago when the advent of AI hit, it was like everybody got a machine gun and started firing it. And now anything that anybody can hear is just a machine gun.
Yep.
And that's really stayed with me, and it sort of haunted me because I've been thinking, like, gosh, how on earth do you do things that you do in the past? Like, how do you sell? And how do you develop relationships when you're dealing with people who are conditioned to be pitch slapped and then also won't give you the time of day if you just try and develop a relationship? So as a result, we decided to break up our next season of Dial It into 3 mini seasons. The first mini season is going to be 10 episodes on or just a real simple question of how do you sell in 2025? With the glut of new tools, with the availability of information, and with half the world completely hating you for what you believe politically, how on earth do you do the job anymore? So we've got some great guests who are coming in. One of your favorites, the one where you have to wear a seatbelt to talk to him, he'll be here.
Excellent. I can't wait.
I know.
Boom!
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's one of the things that's the first season that we're going to be working on. So that'll technically be season 4. Do you want to tell everybody about season 5?
Yeah. So season 5 is going to tease into what you've already been talking about a little bit, Trygve, and that's the thing that everyone is talking about and that people are panicked about and that marketers are nervous and or using entirely too much. And that is AI. So there's so much going on in the sphere. There's new technology and ways to consolidate and connect and do things better. And one of the things that I'm learning with some of my side projects is that it's never been more important to have a human in the loop approach to your AI usage. And we're going to try and bring some more context to how to use AI and still remain human. So we've got some fantastic guests there that I'm already super pumped about that we're going to be digging deep into not only the cool and the flashy tools that are super interesting and or novel, but also ways to make sure that you're actually using these tools while maintaining your authenticity and your brand voice and your humanity, because I think that's more important than ever.
Yeah. And it's interesting you say this because this is the God's honest truth, and I haven't told you this. One of the things that we do here at BusyWeb is we rep a product called HubSpot that we think a lot of. And I very purposefully told our HubSpot administrator to shut off all AI downloads for both you and I until further notice. So that, because you and I are tinkerers and you and I love figuring out new stuff and figuring out how they work. So that being said, if you are an AI company and you would like to be featured on the Dial It In podcast, we are more than happy to have you, but the cost of admission is you got to give Dave and I a free license so that we can learn about your product and we can talk about it intelligently with you. Because Dave and I also like free stuff. So then so that's episode 5, and that's going to start in about January. Season 5. And then season 6, we're going to be hitting up in the spring, which is revelatory as we're recording this in September, because we've been really, really good at inbound marketing for a long time. And lo and behold, I saw the creators of inbound marketing decided to kill it last week. So, and we weren't even on the loop on that. Were you in the loop on that?
I was not in the loop. And it's funny that you mentioned that because that's what they're calling this new evolution of marketing.
Loop marketing. Yeah.
Woo.
So we're going to be learning how to get good at it as we talk about selling and AI. But then season 6, which is going to be going down this spring, is going to be really how companies can use loop marketing to their advantage, which is really going to be advantageous about how you really be successful in 2026 and using digital tools and using marketing and selling working together in order to grow your company. So it's going to be an exciting 3 seasons all right in a row.
And it's kind of funny that we built it this way, and only talking through it now am I realizing, season 4, all about selling. Season 5, all about AI. Season 6, loop marketing, which is basically the convergence of selling, marketing, and AI. So what a great setup. Well done, team.
How about it? And it's almost like we planned it that way.
Well, maybe we did, and I'm just not in the loop on that.
Look at that.
Smart.
Quality use of the dad joke. I appreciate that. Speaking of, I will say somebody who's guest hosting, but we promised she didn't want to talk. So we guest is our content writer, Danielle, who I asked her because she wanted to see how we recorded. And I asked her if she wanted to talk on this episode because it's really not going to be a long episode. And she said, well, no. And plus I really I really didn't put on any makeup today. I said, that's okay. I didn't either. The funny thing is 5 minutes later, she got on here with us before she turned the camera on and said to you, yeah, no, that's okay, but I didn't put any makeup on either. And you said, that's okay. I haven't either. So
yeah, the dad jokes are strong. Maybe we need to instill some sort of a drinking game where anytime we release a dad joke into the wild on the podcast, we encourage our guests, if they're not driving, to go ahead and imbibe with at least a little sip of coffee or something from there.
Maybe that'd be interesting. Is like maybe every time we do a dad joke, we owe Danielle $1 for her kids' college fund or something.
Oh no, gosh, I would be broke. And
me too.
Danielle could have her own version of whatever that university gate thing would be. That she'd have millions of dollars she could spend on buying a building to.
Exactly. Well, it'd be our money, really.
Right.
So and I don't want that. Danielle, I want to keep my money. Yes, never mind. Sorry about that, Danielle. So that's what we're going to be planning for this upcoming year. We're really excited about it. We're going to do 3 seasons back to back to back. A lot of great guests, a lot of great conversations. So make sure that you stay tuned.
Yeah. And I believe we're going to have all of these on video as well because
we're now on the YouTube.
Yeah. So we're on the YouTubes. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel,
right down there. Smash that like and subscribe button.
Smash. We need to have the former host of a certain spicy, well, and I can't even say that because it sounds dumb, but a certain YouTube channel give us a promo for that because I'm sure he was used to saying the smash the like and subscribes, wasn't he?
He did, yeah. And I'm gonna say no because if you're listening, what Dave's really referring to is my son, and today was the first day of 5th grade band, and so he's going to be murdering a trombone for the rest of the evening at my house.
Maybe he can do our new bumper music.
No, because you know what the problem is. Because they send you the schedule, and they're learning.
Good time to stay away from school. Yes,
there are 23 kids playing trombone. There are 4 kids playing flute.
Wow. Okay.
It is going to be a weird band of like nothing but trombones. Right? Yeah. Exactly. And the only reason why he wants to do it is so that he can do a sad trombone actually after I make a bad dad joke.
Mm-hmm.
So
he's going to get a special sling where he can carry it around with him wherever he goes.
I tell people all the time, I don't claim the comedy's good, just there's plenty of it.
Well, perfect. Well, welcome to the next season of Dial It In. We're so happy to have everybody here with us, and Trygve, can't wait to do this and to kick off a whole nother round.
Me too. So this is our first episode of season 4 of Dial It In, produced by Nicole Fairclough and Andy Witowski, with content written by Danielle, which we thank her for profusely. And with apologies to Tony Kornheiser, we will try and do better the next time. See you next week.
Everybody.